I just have one thing to say. Extreme Collectibles here with custom Drogon statue. That's how I say it. If you don't like it, tough. This is from Game of Thrones, a recent HBO movie television series, if you didn't know, which that'd be kind of weird, but it's a dragon from that movie. It's been a frustrating day, so I just unboxed this live for a select few people. If you weren't one of those people, too bad. It was freaking amazing. But there are some QC issues that we're going to talk about, and then I filmed the review with the mic shut off. So I'm going to do the review again, and hopefully it's as good as the first time, if not better. With that, let's jump right in. So they made 36 of these guys. They're painted. I don't know what the scale is. I'm guessing it's about 1/10 in that range because I'm basing it off of the Daenerys statue. Came in 2 boxes. One was pretty small, about this big, and the other that held the pyramid, and the other one was giant that held the dragon. So the pyramid is one piece. Drogon's body is another. His wings and tail connect in. Daenerys' base and herself are all one pieces. Pretty easy to go together. However, my tail keeps falling out. It's a common problem. I don't know how many times in my life I've said that. The tail keeps falling out. So that's one QC issue. Some of the other things, maybe not QC issues, they may have been just damaged in shipping. Some of these spikes broke off. So here's one close up. There are 3 of them that actually broke off, which is unfortunate. And as I said in the unboxing, this is a pretty ambitious statue. There's probably about 80 spikes sticking out, so one way or another, it's, with the way shipping is, they are going to fall. Another one, I have a paint issue here on the back. Faded off. I don't know if that was missed by the factory or if it happened in shipping. Thankfully, it's on the back. It's his back wing over there. And last is the seam lines in this suck ass. So check out, here's a picture of the back wing seams. You can actually see through them. And then here they are from the front. I purchased this because I have a dragon theme going at my office. If you watched my Pilgrimage Under the Sun review a few weeks ago, then you know that. I currently only have 3 including this guy, but I have 2 or 3 more coming. It's with this fantasy anime theme. Really cool. Let's do the measurements on this piece again. So first of all, his height to the wing is about 26, 27. His width is damn near over 28. And the depth is probably 16 or so. These aren't exact measurements. Most of the body, I believe, is resin. It's extremely light, which is smart with the wings, because if you do a big wings or cape and it's made out of too heavy of a material, I've heard things can happen to, you know, it's a rumor floating around right now. But yeah, just kind of a cool piece. I'm not sure on it because the defects really turn you off. But when we jump into the paint and sculpt, there's going to be some really good things, some really bad things, and some really interesting things. But before we do that, let's dive right into... I thought someone grabbed my leg. That freaked the shit out of me, man. PJ isn't down there today. But back to, let's talk about the concept and design of this. So I believe this is from the 5th season. I'm only on season 6. I just finished 6, where Cersei became king or queen or whatever. I already know what happens because people can't keep their big fat fucking mouths shut, so I know how it ends. But I believe this is from season 5, where her dragon Drogon was missing for a long time, and then he came back and met her on top of the pyramid just in time when the city was under siege or something like that. I don't remember films too much. I'm usually multitasking when I watch. And so he's sitting on this pyramid, and this is the pyramid she ruled from, I believe. You diehard Game of Thrones people can correct me if I'm wrong. And he is standing on top, showing all of his power. And dragons are so powerful and strong, and in the whole series, her power came from the dragons. That's how they took over, won wars and stuff like that. And it is really, really cool. I think the pose is seriously scaring the shit out of me. I think the pose is fantastic. It really encapsulates the power of Drogon as the main dragon of the 3. So cool. I think they did a fantastic job showcasing everything. Just broke. See? I didn't even touch the tail. I touched the pyramid. I'm gonna have to glue this in, and I'm gonna have to fix this part. So big QC issue. Another one I'm seeing right here is, I'm gonna show a close up here. What I was looking at that I touched, the left peg doesn't go all the way in, and it can't, just the way it sets. So I'm gonna have to glue this in, which is really unfortunate because I'll never be able to take it out. But that really turned me off because the tip of the tail just broke too. Here's a picture. Fuck. Well, it looks pretty stupid now. But what's really unfortunate about this is the dragon's pretty cool. I really like it. Let's talk about the paint and sculpt. And again, there's some goods and the bads, and a lot of the bads are right here. And it's not necessarily a bad paint and sculpt, but the likeness is 0 out of 10. So first she comes with this tiny base. I don't know the purpose of this. It looks like a stupid afterthought. And her peg is very loose, by the way, too. But the sculpt on her for a 1/10 scale looks okay. Her dress looks crazy all over the place. Sometimes there's texture, sometimes there's not. I don't know if this was a printing issue or if it was supposed to be like this. Her skin's very pale, no detail in it, but it is this very small figure. And then as you see her face here, complete miss. Doesn't even look close to her. Maybe her haircut, that's about it. If they said this cost an extra $10, I would have rather they kept this and refunded me $10. Speaking of the dragon, though, most of the cool stuff is in the dragon, and there's some weird stuff, too, that we're going to discuss. But the base looks okay, so it's the same texture all over it with these different colors. I wish they would have really made some designs on this. It was a pyramid. A lot of ancient Egyptian stuff look really cool. I'm seeing right here on the back more paint QC issues. That's unfortunate. Right here, here's some gray paint. And just a different design. It's not great, but it's not boring. It looks okay. And then on the front, I don't know what these are. They may be from the movie, some stained glass windows, something of that nature. Maybe someone can educate me what part this was. Then looking at the top, it looks wet. Yeah, it's some glue. There's some glue showing. God, I'm really getting upset the more I look at this. And then the rest of the base, very normal looking. And then one of the things about Drogon here is he's really inconsistent. He's kind of all over the place. So parts of his body look like dragon scales, parts of it look like fur, parts of it look like rocks. And I don't know if that's movie accurate. I'll have to check that out. I'm going to watch season 7 next week. I'm traveling all week. And yeah, we'll figure that out. But I want to start at the back of his wings. I think there's a miss on the bones, the phalanges here. They mix in too well with the wing, and I don't know if this is a sculpt or paint, but they should have been differentiating as they are with a lot of other dragon pieces. I do like the cool dark red streaks in between each of these and the black on the sides, but a little bit of a miss there. Then the rest of his wings, again, some cool texture. I do like the presence and the size of the wings. But then his arms, very rock-like. This, to me, is not dragon scales. It's, the nice thing is it's armored like a dragon would be, and the same, but they're all different sizes and shapes, and the same thing about his back going straight down. Same exact thing. They look like rocks, different sizes, different shapes. And then his tail has kind of this fin on the top, this red fin with spikes, not only down the middle, but coming out the sides. And it's a different color than that was on the back of his wings. And there's a bluish hint to some of these spikes in the middle. It looks good. Not great, but it does look good. And then moving around to the front, checking out his claws here. I do like his claws. There's a little bit of a shine to them, kind of a transparent or translucent resin they painted on top. They're jutting out in different directions, makes him look fierce. And then his feet, so this is kind of a mix between dragon scales and rocks. And it kind of goes all the way up his legs here, that same thing. And it almost looks like armor, like a knight's armor, which is kind of cool, kind of different. But then you see his chest, and to me, this is dragon scales. This is what dragon scales really, really look like. And I wish there would have been more on this on the statue, but it might have been too much. And what's really cool is on the side, he has no scales or armor of any type. Almost looks like his flesh is weak points. And that's on both sides. And it flows all the way up around his neck. And then looking at the front of the wings here, one of the things I'm missing is I thought that the dragon had claws. And you can't really see any hands. He only has one spike at the top, which I think is considerably different than what we're used to. So he can't grab anything, and I have to go back and watch. Then his red mane, kind of this mohawk going down the side. It's 4 different strips. It's a darker red, or more bright red, more bright, dark, crisp red on the outside. Kind of looks like flames. Looks good. I do like his horns. I didn't at first, but they look like bone, which is probably accurate to what they would look like. There's 5 on each side, some long ones, some short ones. His face is what really steals the show. The portrait is awesome. Kind of has a mix between dragon scales and fur by the nose, and the scales kind of going back towards his mane, and his eyes very fierce. I like the red and black contrast on them. Then his mouth is what steals the show. Awesome gum work, awesome teeth work, the colors, the fierceness of it. His tongue has a translucent resin for saliva purposes, and it just makes him look really, really badass. So my overall summary of this statue, it's the coolest Drogon currently out there. I know 3A is making one, but it's quite a bit more expensive. Gaps in the wings, the 3 broken spikes, this that won't stay in, this that's broken off. It's hard to overlook those things. I do like its presence. I think it'll be really telling what people say when they walk into the office and see it. But yeah, I think it could have been much more, and it was delayed multiple times too, so that's what makes it even more concerning. You think if something's delayed, it would get everything right. So let me know your thoughts on the piece. I still think it looks really cool. The sculpt on certain parts is fantastic. The paint looks good, but some of those QC issues. I won't sell this because unless it's, you know, local, because you can't ship it. It's gonna break. It breaks just sitting there. But yeah, hey, if you guys are really into statues, check out some of the Facebook statue groups. There's a big one with 10,000 plus people I'm a part of. There's a link in my bio description. Check that out. Say Mr. X sent you, so I know to let you in. And but I really appreciate you guys watching. Let me know your thoughts on this piece, and let me know if Game of Thrones is overrated. That would be an awesome conversation. So thanks so much, guys. Take care.